All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Well, I got a burr under my saddle.
We talk, you listen.
Somebody that's going to take an innocent life is not mentally insane?
You know them.
Time to nut up or shut up.
You love to hate them.
It's the Denton and Sasquatch Show.
Can I bring my AR-15 next time?
Sure.
Yes.
This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it.
You can't handle the truth.
Hello and welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show, coming to you from California and Alabama. My name is Sasquatch. I'm in California. And then we got Denton. He's in... Did I say that I'm in Alabama?
No, I think you said California.
Oh, okay. Denton's in Alabama. I thought I mixed up the two.
This show is brought to you by NyQuil. We wish NyQuil will pay us, but this is what Sasquatch is going to be on as soon as we get off this show, because somebody is sick, and it's not me for once.
Yeah, I'm a trooper. I'm here doing this for you people, even when I'm sick. What do you mean, you people?
You people.
See, we share the same brain, so that's why you're going to be sick too.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, because I don't want to be sick. But anyway, from our Don't Give a Crap desk, Taylor Swift promises to get political in upcoming music.
Oh, jeez.
If you want to read about it, go find it yourself. I'm clicking that right off. I just wanted to point that out. Somebody else who we don't care about is saying something that we think is stupid.
Up until now, she's sung about her boyfriends that were mean to her and broke up with her, so now she's going to tell us politics?
I wish I could make a living singing about my ex-wives. That'd be great. That'd be fortunate. Speaking of somebody saying something that we don't care about, who's Golden State? Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr describes the gun control movement as his movement. Okay, first I have to stop and ask. Golden State Warriors. Are we talking baseball, football, basketball? What is this?
Basketball.
Okay, basketball. Golden State, I'm assuming California?
Mm-hmm.
Go figure. Is this college or professional?
This is professional, and they are located up near...
San Francisco?
There you go.
All right. Well, this fellow named Kerr, who I don't care about, saying that he's anti-gun. So anyway, if you live in California or anywhere else where you may think yourself would be a Golden State Warrior fan.
Hold on, our mixer's sick too. I had to give him a kick in the butt. All right,
stop rooting for these people. At least stop rooting for Kerr. Send them some emails. You know how to do the deal. Speaking of people who are anti-gun,
well, wait,
there's a fellow named Mark.
Wait. The funny thing about that is, I'm sure probably 90% of the players on his team carry illegal guns. And he wants to tell me that he's anti-gun and that I shouldn't have a gun?
Well, you're not a thug. You're not a thug making him money, so he doesn't care about you.
I don't want him to care about me. I want him to go on with his own life and leave me alone.
Well, that's not going to happen because he's important. He's self-important, and he's embracing the anti-gun movement.
Okay, well, good for him.
Yeah. And unfortunately, he thinks he's somebody, and other people may think he's somebody too, so, dang. We need more people on our side that are somebody. And it's not Mark Cuban.
No, it's not.
That's Mark Cuban Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban recently made a series of suggestions about, this is great, I love this right here. I was chuckling, I was snorting when I was reading this. He said, I would go to change the Second Amendment in ways that people probably don't expect. He told Yahoo editor-in-chief Andy Serwer, Serwer, S-E-R-W-E-R.
It's Yahoo, so it doesn't matter.
Sewer, stop it. The billionaire noted that, now he's a billionaire, so he's got people who protect him. The billionaire noted that he felt the various state governments should have more power to limit guns. Like they do now, right?
They should have more power to do exactly what they're doing right now.
States have the right to manage the ownership, the purchase, ownership, and management of, manage the ownership, the purchase, the ownership, and management. This guy's an idiot. He's a billionaire, but he ain't that right. Of guns owned and held within their borders, Shark Tank star said. We'll get to the tearing it apart in a minute. If you live in a state of, like, Texas, this is a billionaire talking about, if you live in a state like Texas, like gag me with a pencil, if the law in Texas is okay, is open carry, so be it. If you live in Pennsylvania where they are more stringent and they don't want you to be able to have a gun other than in your own premises or under lock and key, or you have to do a background check, then it's up to them to decide as they do it. Contradictorily, though, Cuban said the Second Amendment must be made more explicit that the federal government cannot prevent the ownership of guns. One of every American citizen has the right to own a gun. Two, the federal government will never be allowed to ever confiscate the guns from an individual. Okay, Mark, shall not be infringed is in there, Mark. Okay. Note that Cuban says the federal government should be banned from he and I seem to be drunk, and I don't even drink anymore, from confiscating guns, but he did not say that if he thinks the states have a right to confiscate guns. That that is absolutely right. He's stating the damned obvious here. That's already the obvious facts on the ground now.
Well, yeah, but the way he's making it sound, everybody's got the right to have a gun, and the state can't confiscate the gun. Okay, well, I just used it in a bank robbery and mowed down 20 people, and the police say, throw down your weapon. And I say, well, no, Mark Cuban said that you're not allowed to confiscate my gun, and that's in the Constitution. So you just go away, police.
What he's arguing is that the federal that's a very good argument there. It's funny. The federal government can't take away your guns, but the states damn sure can tell you what you can and can't do with your guns. If you can have a gun, where you can keep it. Meanwhile, the billionaire is going to be surrounded by people who's going to protect him with guns. Okay, here's my question. The Bill of Rights, other than the ones that saying, the last couple that were saying that, everything else is, all the rights not given to the federal government is for the states and the individuals. Who gives us a right to speech? Who gives us a right to weapons? Is it the government?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
No.
Well, who is it?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Nope, they are God-given rights.
God-given
natural rights.
So, if it's a natural God-given right that the federal government cannot infringe upon, why would the state government be able to do that?
That's a very good question.
I've been asking myself that ever since the states have come up with these laws that are very restrictive, even though the federal government can't do this. And the Bill of Rights, it's not saying that the federal government can't house troops. Well, can the state house troops in your house? If the federal government can't barge into your house and rifle through your personal possessions without a warrant, can the state or the city do that? No, no, and no. So why is it that the state governments can infringe upon your God-given rights to keep and bear arms where the federal government can't?
Well, so, I was looking for it because I think I looked it up when you sent that to me. But all right, let's do his argument this way, and I think you kind of touched on this a little bit. Mark Cuban says, well, I don't think the federal government has the right to take away your First Amendment, but state can take away your First Amendment if they want to. That's
basically what he's saying.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I know that's what you were kind of touching on, but it's like, and that goes for everybody. They always have this argument that you have all these rights except for the second. We can change that one. No, you can't. You can't change any of them.
Exactly. And you can't make an amendment to take away that right, because it's not a right like the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, whatever. It's the Bill of Rights pointing out your individual rights that is, you can't mess with them. Okay, so, but he's wanting to go and have basically a constitutional convention for the Second Amendment to make it more clear. Because he's one of these idiots that doesn't think it's clear enough.
Well, it's about 4 sentences, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
So I don't know how much more clear you could get.
So we compared that right to the other outline rights, and the federal, state, and city governments can't mess with those rights. Why is it understood that the state and city can mess with that particular right? You know, the very right that you can exercise that can protect your life and the life of your family.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, Mark, we just determined that you're an idiot. We can move on if you'd like.
Sure.
We'll go to another idiot.
From idiot to idiot.
This is going to be fun. Trying to make this fast because I know you're sick, and I have sympathy for sick people, except for Hillary Clinton. But anyway, I don't know if we've mentioned this woman named Ilhan Omar.
Oh,
have you ever heard?
I think once or twice.
Okay. The Minneapolis Star-Tribune reported Tuesday, Somali-born Minnesota Democrat says she brings the perspective of a foreigner to her new role, believes that American foreign policy needs to be changed in fundamental ways. She added that U.S. foreign policy needs the something equivalent to the Green New Deal.
Well, we saw how well that went over.
Our weapons won't make greenhouse emission gases. Okay, great. That's pretty interesting. This is the same woman who claimed that Israel has hypnotized the world. May Allah awaken the people and help them see the evil doings of Israel. She backs the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement against Israel. Yeah, she's the type of person that's going to bring beautiful vision to our foreign policy. Now let's stop and think about this woman for a second. Okay, she was 11 years old when she came to this country. 11.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm maybe 12, 11 or 12. Somali-born. A few months before she came over here, her and her family crossed over into Kenya, was in a refugee camp there, and then she came here. 11 years old. She knows so much about foreign policy. She is going to bring. She's going to bring a wealth of knowledge, information, different angles, perspectives. Don't you think?
Well, if that's the standard she's going by, why don't we just hire my nephew to decide what our foreign policy is going to be? Because he's 12. So.
And where's he from?
Well, he's from here, but he's 12,
okay,
so that's going to be a different perspective.
12. And he lives in Los Angeles, which is basically a foreign country now.
That's true.
But he has American citizenship. Yeah, that's a great idea. And he's been under your tutelage, right?
For the most part. I don't know exactly what his stances are going to be, but I know there's going to be a lot of Fortnite in it.
Fortnite.
That's a video game all the kids are playing.
Oh, okay. All right. So, here, and this woman who, she says stupid things, and the Democrat says, well, she's not very good with the American language yet. She's been here since she's 11 or 12, and she hasn't grasped the language.
Yes, it was a language barrier. That's what it was.
Yeah, think about it. Your nephew, would you say, well, he didn't know what he's saying, he's not that familiar with the language?
Well, sometimes I say that, but yeah. I get your point, though.
Yeah, that doesn't even begin to make sense. But this woman, she brings perspective as a foreigner. Oh, really, get out of here. Big headdress wearing woman. Speaking of which, now this is to her culture. This is, may Allah do this, Allah do that, and why does Allah have anything to do with our country is what I want to know. Why is she in our government when Allah has nothing to do with the laws of nature. Nature's God and our freedom. Let's put things in perspective, shall we? Ramadan rage. Casualties exceed 1,000 at end of third week. 531 deaths, 556 injuries. So far this year, jihadis have killed 25 people and wounded about 26 on average each day since Ramadan began at sunset on May 5th. The holy period is expected to end at sundown on June 4th. Expected. But, if they won't do some more killing, they just extend it a little bit. Of 105 terrorist incidents during the 3 weeks covered by this report, Breitbart News, that's right, was unable to determine which group carried out 10 that resulted in 25 deaths and 47 injuries. That means authorities cannot determine a culprit for only 7% of the total 1,087 casualties carried out across 17 cotton-picking countries during the first 3 weeks of Ramadan. Hey, do you remember a fellow named Billy Graham?
Yeah.
Okay, when I was a kid, Billy Graham was on TV. It seemed to me, because I always wanted to watch Wild Kingdom, but something was always interrupting, you know what I'm saying? So it seemed to me like he was on all the time. Do you ever recall Christians going to a Billy Graham evangelical revival thing, whatever you call it, and then leaving and slaughtering other people?
I can't say that I do.
I'm sure there's still some churches in California. I know they're here, and they have revivals. You ever heard of a revival, a church revival, and people just leave out there and start killing people who aren't the same as them? I'm thinking, I don't remember it.
Well, now here's my question: when these jihadists over there started doing, are they killing Christians or are they killing each other? What are they doing?
They're killing other people. There's a lot of Christians that get killed. This goes on every year. Okay, they kill Christians. They kill people who are not them. And the thing about it is, it's not just Christians and animists and whoever. They have nothing to do with Islam. They also kill people who are Islamic, but not their brand of Islam.
All right.
Okay. So they kind of like to kill.
Just a little bit.
But this is the foreign policy perspective Ilhan Omar is going to bring here into our government. Thank you, Ilhan. And thank you, Nancy Pelosi, for putting her in the foreign policy committee thingy of the House of Representatives. Great. We are so doomed. But wait, I'm not done yet.
Wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more. And if you have Netflix, listen to this. Morons. Netflix has become the first Hollywood studio to speak out against a recent spate of state laws putting restrictions on abortion, especially that from the state of Georgia, where a burgeoning film industry resides. A growing list of individuals and groups in and outside of the film industry are agitating against Georgia, including director Reed Morano, I'm sure he's important, actress Alyssa Milano, I think I remember her from 20 years ago, Elizabeth Perkins, never heard of her, and Mark Hamill. Wookie should have raked him up. Sorry, never mind. Family show. Organizations such as Producers Guild of America and the ACLU have also called for boycotts of Georgia over the state's new heartbeat abortion law that bans abortion after a baby. Fetal, Latin for baby. Let's just call it what it is. After a baby's heartbeat can be detected, usually around the 5th or 6th week of pregnancy. Okay. Netflix, shut up and show me good movies when I get home. Okay, I don't care about your politics. Shut up and show me good movies, which you usually do not. Why should I come home, sit down, turn on the TV, turn on Netflix, and flip through the Netflix choices for 30 minutes before I can finally find a show that I can watch for an hour and a half? That's total of 2 hours, 30 minutes of which I was looking for a stupid show. And so you're going to say you're going to boycott Georgia? Okay, I got an idea. I have an idea. I'm going to boycott Netflix.
All right. I'm sure you'll bring them to their knees.
Well, you know what? Hey, look here, everybody. Do you enjoy flipping through Netflix for 30 minutes to an hour or whatever to find a substandard show? I usually resort to watching animal shows. You know, they're fun. You know, you get to watch a bear take down and eat a seal or whatever. You know, that's great stuff. But you know what? Before I had Netflix, I was perfectly healthy not watching that stuff. And I'm pretty sure that if I cancel Netflix, which, by the way, what's this cat's name? It doesn't matter. Whoever you are, dude, I'll be healthy, or probably healthier after I cancel Netflix.
Well,
now, you would probably make a lot more money if you'd shut up, stop with your social justice warrior crap, and give us good shows.
think about it this way, though. The Walking Dead is filmed, a lot of it in Georgia, I believe. There's a reason for that. Hollywood, when they make these shows, they go out and scout areas, and Georgia was a great area. They said it's got exactly the wooded area we need, the space or whatever. Plus, Georgia gives them a lot of tax breaks to come there and do it. So Netflix, go ahead and go to another state that is cool with the abortion that's going to charge you more.
Go to California. There's cool
yeah.
countryside there.
Yeah. Well, and that,
Okay.
you know, speaking of that's the reason a lot of these companies go to the other states, because, you know, Hollywood used to be the place where everything was made. But now the taxes have gotten so high here that a lot of these companies just go out of California to shoot because it's cheaper. That's why they go to Canada, because it's cheaper.
I didn't know that. I thought it was for the countryside.
No, most of it is tax breaks.
Well, those pieces of crap. It's all about the money, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, Netflix, I'm going to stop you from getting my money, and I'm hoping some of my friends out here, and I know you're my friends, will do the same thing. I don't know, is Hulu better? I have never heard Hulu say anything about politics.
Well, you haven't heard Netflix say it yet either, or until today. But I mean, I'm sure that, you know, they're all run by the same basic people, so I'm sure they all feel the same way. And sooner or later, they will all say something like this. So,
And then I'll shut them down too.
well,
Bums.
I mean, seriously, if more people started doing that, they'd probably shut their apps.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, they still give money to these organizations that are against us. And what sickens me is that these people are arguing about killing something that has a heartbeat. You know, and these are probably the same people who say it's okay just to set the baby aside while we discuss whether we let the little baby live or not. And after it's out of the womb, do they still call it a fetus to make themselves feel better? Or now do they call it a baby?
Probably a fetus.
They probably do whatever the demons within them tell them to do. Anyway, this is somewhat here for me and somewhat New York, D.C. for wherever. This right here irritates the crap out of me. You remember Roy Moore, Judge Moore?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Did you ever hear about those lawsuits against him?
Against him?
Yeah, against him for those evil things he did. You remember those lawsuits? All those lawsuits filed against him. You remember when he was put in court?
No, I remember a lot of accusations. I don't remember any lawsuits.
Yeah. But after he no longer could, once he got defeated by Doug Jones because of all that crap, everything went away.
Yep.
You'd think Donald Trump and his family would be able to smell it out, right? Nah. President Trump's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., had a clear message for Judge Roy Moore as the former 2017 U.S. Senate. Damn it.
Take two.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Where do I need to start at?
I didn't hear you skip a beat.
Okay, great. Well, anyway, President Trump's eldest son is yapping his mouth about Judge Roy Moore talking about running again for the Senate seat that he lost because of a bunch of treachery. Donald Trump Jr. says, no, this is when Roy Moore says he's thinking about running again. You mean like the last time? You're literally the only candidate who could lose a GOP seat in pro-Trump, pro-USA Alabama. Running for office should never become a business model. If you actually care about MAGA more than your ego, it's time to ride off into the sunset, Judge. Trump Jr. is not too bright.
Well,
Okay.
I think there's many people on both sides that will agree with that.
Moore didn't lose that badly. And he lost because a lot of people looked at all the bullcrap thrown at Moore, his allegations, and says, you know what, I'm going to err on the side of caution. That's the only reason why that pro-abortion Democrat got in. Okay. Now, anybody with any sense, and if it's put in front of them in a logical way, look, it's been a couple of years. Nobody's continued with allegations. Nobody sued Moore. Nobody's done anything. Their job is done. They are the ones that rode off in the sunset. Guess what? If they come back again, it's obvious. And we're not the brightest in Alabama, but I don't think we're the dumbest. We can see through that. Now, others close to Trump Jr. jumped on. I don't know these people. Arthur Schwartz. They're not having a good afternoon over at Real Judge Moore headquarters, in which I've got to figure out how to contact Moore to offer him some money for running. But he says, they're not having a good afternoon over at Real Judge Moore headquarters, someplace at least 300 yards away from any elementary school or shopping mall. That is a lie. He should be sued. Cliff Sims, whoever he is, says, narrator, and thus, in Trump fashion, Roy Moore's decades-long career in Alabama politics came to an end on Twitter. No, it hasn't. Jason Miller, again, who the hell is he? Donald Trump Jr. blasts Roy Moore. It's time to ride off in the sunset. Judge, via at Washington Times. Okay, who cares? Ryan Saavedra. The only people in Alabama who are excited about the possibility of another office run by Judge Moore are Democrats. You want to make a bet? Scott Wong. I guess he's wanting to be run against Doug Jones. I welcome Judge Moore to the race. He says, adding that Moore can't win the GOP nomination. I think people are very concerned that we Republicans lost the U.S. Senate seat because he was our nominee in 2017, and we don't need that again. No, Wong. That's not the reason why he lost. He lost because of lies. And guess what? If you were a true conservative, a true constitutionalist like Moore is, those same allegations would be thrown against you. You're an idiot. You don't understand. You don't understand how the treachery is.
You're wrong, Wong.
You was waiting for that, wasn't you?
Yep.
So I don't know. I personally, I hope Judge Moore runs again. I will vote for him again. I saw through the bull crap the last time, and I'm pretty sure everybody else is going to see through the bull crap again. There's nothing wrong with conservatism, and there's nothing wrong with constitutionalism. Matter of fact, we need more of it. And I'm pretty sure Wong won't deliver.
Well, it would be sweet justice if he ran again and beat their asses and showed them all that they're wrong.
It's all Wong. It sure would be, especially we need to get Doug Jones out of there. He's pro-abortion, anti-gun, anti-everything that I like, I love, cherish. So, anyway. Hey, did you ever find any funny news by chance?
Yes, actually.
Great.
I guess it depends on your perspective of funny, but this comes from the How Stupid Can You Be desk.
That's going to be funny.
A North Carolina teacher quits after she threatens to shoot up school. A North Carolina teacher is being charged for threatening to shoot up her old elementary school. 38-year-old Kristen Thompson is facing a felony count of communicating a threat of mass violence. After she resigned on Friday, she told 3 of her fellow teachers that she'd send them a signal when to get out of the school. The message that she was about to start shooting was allegedly, "The squash is ripe." These teachers took her threat seriously and told police officers a threat of school violence is understandably unsettling for the community, said Sheriff Charles Blackwood. Please know that the school and law enforcement are working together as a team to ensure the last few weeks of school year are safe and productive for our students. Why would Kristen do such a thing? Well, this is written very weird. Wait, why would you do such a thing, Kristen? You quit. We get it. You don't like your job. Just shut up and leave. Okay, never mind. That was weird. But yeah, she's just dumb.
Yeah, she's dumb. When I quit or get fired, I just leave.
You know what I'd like to do, though? I would like to congratulate President Donald Trump.
Not his moronic son, but Donald Trump.
Yes,
What do you do?
Donald Trump. Well, he did something very historic that most people are not hearing about because the news will not talk about it. He made his trip to Japan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he met with the Emperor of Japan, which is something that nobody has done since Nixon, I believe. And not only that, he's the first president in history to meet with two emperors of Japan. He met with the former emperor of Japan.
Did he bow to either one of them?
He did not. He looked him in the eye and shook their hand, but he did not bow.
Excellent. Obama had bowed so down low, he would have been kissing their knees.
And another thing that Trump has done, since the mainstream media does not like to talk about it, on Thursday, President Donald Trump signed a memorandum that will change the sponsorship for legal immigration into the United States. In 1996, Bill Clinton signed the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigration Responsibility Act, but there was never any enforcement. Imagine that. Now, the sponsor for an immigrant will be more responsible for the financial compensation for use of public funds such as health care. Trump said, "Our plan will transform America's immigration system into the pride of our nation and the envy of the modern world. This will make our immigration system more merit-based, focusing on being proficient in English, already having a job set up in America, and having other positive aspects ideal to our country." Officials have said that currently more immigrants are admitted into the United States based on family connections, 66%, over merit, which is 12%. So, way to go.
I was just reading an article about something like that, where only like 30% of the immigrants last several years that have been here the last several years are proficient in English. So that would be great. You know, I don't know about you, but I do know about you. You live in a place worse than me, where you're walking through Walmart and you hear all these languages that you don't know. And you're thinking, well, I think, man, I haven't been in this kind of position since I was in Germany. It was understandable when I was in Germany. I was in their country. In my country, I can't understand people around me? Something wrong. Anyway, I sound grumpy, don't I?
You do. And I'm the sick one. I should be grumpy.
Yeah, I know. I wonder. Look, I was telling Sasquatch this before we started recording. When he said he was sick, I was saying, okay, now great, I'm going to get it. And he says, how's that? I said, well, my first marriage, my wife would talk to her sister who had 2 kids, actually 3, they're stationed in Fort Benning, and the kids and the wife over there would be sick, and then within a couple of days, my wife would be sick, and then I'd be sick. So I became convinced that a virus could transmit through the phone lines. It's not like it's a living organism. It's an organism it's kind of hard to explain, but I figured out my hypothesis. I might be wrong. I might be right. Don't talk to sick people. Okay, and this is probably going to give me that brain encephalitis thing because I got headset on right now and I'm hearing you through that. Yeah, I'm doomed. Crap, I'm doomed.
Here. There. Now you got it.
Yeah, I'm doomed. What do I do?
Drink up. It kills them.
I suppose we'll do this again next week, huh?
Sure, why not?
All right, everybody. I hope you don't get sick from listening to this. If you do, not my fault, Sasquatch's fault. Y'all have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye.
That's all, folks.